You can choose not to attend them as you have. That's the solution to that, unless the rest of the board wants to not do them. I found them incredibly helpful. I think the math. I mean, one of the things I'm going to talk about tonight is that every school in Florida every county in Florida since 2003 and probably beyond, the proficiency of kids from fourth grade to eighth grade in math has collapsed. In 2017, according to the NAEP, Florida was 7th in math in fourth grade, which is probably because we retained a bunch of kids in third, and we were 37th in eighth. There's a catastrophic collapse in math ability throughout the state. We can't escape that. The point of that math roundtable was to try to think about some creative ways that we could do the best we could to manage what the state model causes. So again, you're welcome not to participate as you haven't, and we'll just go from there.
Ms. Miller?
Yeah, I just what's odd about this is it was something that was intended to help broaden our discussions and include staff, and it was voted unanimously to add. I think there were different people had understandings, and I don't know if we need to go to the minutes or I wouldn't bother. But it's turned into some weird division thing for whatever reason, and I think that's not helpful for the board or our staff or our community. I met with the superintendent, and she had the suggestion of making an agenda, which would help, if there needs to be staff involved. I wouldn't go so far as to saying that board members couldn't suggest topics to be discussed. I think it needs to be collaborative. I think staff could probably come in and work collaboratively with us. I mean, this whole thing on get on one side of the fence or the other, or not show, or you're on this team or that team, is not helping this community. It is not helping this board, and we're not helping students move forward. So we need to decide as a board. I'm going to still come. I would love for the staff. I could sit for 3 days with Angela Usher and learn stuff I've never heard before. But I think it needs to be available to increase whatever the topic's decided. It should have an agenda so it doesn't go a railing. And I think that might have been the issue at one point, even though you could have comments at that. So we want to make sure the superintendent is comfortable with what we're doing. But I don't understand how it got from one extreme to the other. Having additional time, me having to read 20,000 pieces of paper, which is what I counted the last work session, is not acceptable. Like, I have to have time. What we just did at Lake Alfred, that would have been a great work session. This is what happens with our data. This is how we do the data. That kind of thing is productive, and how it got to be not productive, I don't understand. So I think if you want to align where the board agrees what it looks like, to make everyone comfortable and attend, because it does look bad when it's on film and there's 3 people sitting here. I think we need to be able to do that and work in a collaborative manner. To say that we're never going to have an outside, I'd like to bring in some state people to talk about how we implement some of the ESE stuff with this huge $200,000 contract that we have out. Like, I think that would be great to see what best practices are around the state. I don't think it's a negative thing. I just think we need to get over ourselves. We're almost a year into this. It was a unanimous vote to have extended time. We just need to decide what it looks like. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Ms. Fields?
I don't think we voted on the roundtable. I think it was consensus. We have to go back and look at the minutes.
It's when we were elected, we voted. That was my first vote. I remember voting.
I'm not trying to be back and forth with you. I think it needs to be checked. I don't think we voted on that. I think it was consensus. And when we had discussion on the roundtable, it was so we can get to know each other better. I remember that specifically. That was the purpose of the roundtable originally. And I have told the board chair that I have no intentions of coming to a roundtable when all we're doing is sitting around and talking about things that, to me, is not relevant towards our mission and our vision. And I agree with you 100%. If we're going to have the roundtable, then let's have some subjects and bring staff. Joe Norton, I said that when it was brought up. He's one of the most talented people that I know probably in the state, beyond the state. So why not include him?
He was asked to include. I begged the staff to participate in that. In fact, I reached out 4 months. This date was set well in advance.
Okay,
And
well, I don't know what you reached out to, but to me, and I said it to the chair, and no disrespect, it's a waste of my time, and I'm not attending, and you said don't come, if you don't wanna come, then I'm not coming.
I said that?
No.
No one's required to come. I mean, no one's required to come.
I don't remember saying that.
No one's required to come.
And
I mean,
basically, I agree with him 100%. That's
right,
why I'm
I
not
agree.
coming.
I agree. No one's required to come.
Mr. Townsend?
I mean, they are involved. I mean, part of it is for us to get to know each other. Several of the prior ones to the big math science one were just us talking about really good issues that were important to us. It was a way for us to talk in a place where we can talk. I mean, I just think people are missing a great opportunity by not taking part in them. You know, I found them to be very helpful. They're exactly what I was hoping to do. I thought everybody who attended the math and science thing, I mean, the rest of you guys can speak for yourself. I thought that was incredible. We had tons and tons and tons of our teachers who are actually on the ground doing the work, who shared incredibly important insights to us. And I'm sorry you think that's a waste of your time. I actually don't. I think that's pretty important, especially when math collapses in the state of Florida and has since
Oh, that's your
2003.